Tuesday, Mr. C is going out of business.
Salty tears are very, very bad for my leather.
Happy Day. And Ken Laverne's new boyfriend proved he's not a wimp.
He looks like he pencils in the hair on his chest.
Laverne and Shirley. And on Three's Company, heavy appetites may close down the restaurants.
Hot rolls? No hot rolls.
And the girls are roaming around in a hot tub club.
Those are my toes you're counting.
9 to 5.
Tonight on ABC.
On All My Children.
Was that kiss as nice as I thought it was?
I don't know.
Let's see for sure.
And on the edge of night, Sky is framed, and Raven is his last chance.
I can't spy on Ian Devereux. Ian is not going to believe me unless I'm very intimate with him.
All My Children, the edge of night, weekdays.
The People's Court today at 4:30.
Thank God your Mr. Cameron is gone.
Now, wait a minute. He's not my Mr. Cameron, all right? He is a top-level official of the CEA, and he is here trying to figure out this whole lousy mess.
Well, this whole lousy mess makes me sick.
Well, excuse me, but we didn't come here to pay a social visit. This country's security is wrapped all around this case, and so are the lives of a lot of men and women, so you will have to excuse him if he fails to say please or thank you.
That's right, Raven. I'm sure that all the CEA is interested in is getting their book. They don't care whose lives they're ruined, mine or yours.
It's true, isn't it?
Let me tell you something, Mr. Whitney. I don't know what the truth is about you, whether you're a lousy spy or whether you're just being sacrificed, but I'm willing to put aside my judgment because it really doesn't matter to me.
That's obvious.
Well, let me tell you what does matter. That book matters. The book the CEA is interested in. It's probably the most valuable bunch of papers in the world right now. If that book falls into the wrong hands, that jeopardizes this country's entire intelligence network. Now, that may not mean a lot to you, but that involves national security, and I am as determined to find that book as the CEA is.
Derek, will you just stop your flag waving? I already told you I don't know if I can do it. I'm not a professional spy. Now, I know that I can probably wrap Ian around my little finger, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get secrets out of it.
Well, you're going to have to play it by ear. You're going to have to play Mata Hari.
Oh, great. You know what happened to her? She faced a firing squad.
I promise you, you will not be in personal danger. My entire department, the CEA, we will be at arm's length constantly.
I just want to be with Sky.
Well, that's another thing. For the time being, you two are going to have to stop seeing each other completely.
He's right, Raven. Ian can't know how we feel about each other. We have to be strangers.
The Edge of Night is brought to you by Oxidol. Oxidol bleaches as it washes. For white, so white they'll actually compare to new. And by High Point Coffee, the coffee lovers decaffeinated.
Nice, very nice.
Thank you. 1 rehearsal, 4 actors, and 20 coffee cups. Around here, we don't like coffee, we love it. I look forward to my 6th cup as much as my first one. That's because my coffee's High Point decaffeinated. I don't need caffeine, I'm active enough, thank you. But that's just one reason this coffee lover chooses High Point. Oh, that aroma's wonderful. Just look at this deep, rich color. But you know what really matters to coffee lovers? This. Deep and rich. Flavor this good has to be deep brewed into a coffee.
Try High Point, the coffee lovers decaffeinated.
Deep brewed flavor. I think you'll really go for it.
If you wash this dirty shirt once, would it look as white as this new shirt?
I don't believe it would.
It looks like something that was used as a rag. It looks like a shirt that was abused.
The Hudsons washed that dirty shirt in Oxidol with bleaching crystals. Now, can they pick out the Oxidol shirt from new shirts, rinsed once but never worn?
They all look pretty good, if you ask me.
Yeah. They all look super. I can't tell them apart now. What about you?
I can't either.
I think it's done a marvelous job of cleaning. It's right here. This is your shirt.
It's white. It's
white.
very white.
And I think I'll buy Oxidol.
Try Oxidol with bleaching crystals for a white that compares to new.
I would definitely buy Oxidol.
Hello, Candy. Is Danny still in the building? Could you put me through to him, please? Thanks. Hello, Danny. If you're looking for your photo equipment bag, you left it here in the newsroom. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, it's right here on the table. Uh-huh. Good night. Oh, wow, fancy seeing you here, Dr. Kavanaugh.
Hello, beautiful.
I wasn't expecting you.
I came to escort you home. I just thought that the most sought-after, most beautiful, most talented newscaster in all of Monticello should not have to wend her lonely way home all by herself.
I am overcome.
Are you?
Yes.
Well,
such generosity should be rewarded.
I know.
Now I know the source of such high spirits. Is that bourbon or scotch?
Well, no, wait a minute. What are you implying that I can't give you a compliment without having had a drink or two?
Or three.
Who's counting? No, well, yeah, I did treat myself a little bit tonight. I thought I deserved it after the encounter I put myself through.
What encounter?
I went to see Tammy Dryden, if you really want to know.
Oh, Miles, what on earth did you do that for?
I wanted to find out if she was another conspirator in the Let's Get Miles Kavanaugh gang. So, as you can see, I'm suffering pangs of paranoia. It's difficult to say, isn't it? The two P's right close together like that.
Miles, I don't care what made you do it. You shouldn't have gone to see her.
Why not?
Because it was a very dangerous thing to do, that's why.
You went to see Barbara. Why shouldn't I go see Tammy? We're on the same team, aren't we? Are we?
Yes,
What?
of course we are. But I'm telling you, going to see her was a very risky thing to do. If Nora Fulton got a hold of that information, can you imagine how she would distort it? It's like throwing a bone to a hungry dog.
You may be right. I just don't want to live my life worried about Nora and her gang of scandal mongers all the time.
Oh, honey, no one's asking you to change or to do anything but live your life the way you usually do, but you just can't give her or any of those women the slightest reason to enlarge on all of this. Believe me, they will pick it up in a minute.
I say attack with them. That's what I say. You know what else I say?
What?
Let's go out and have a drink. That's what I say.
Honey, I don't want to drink. I'm starving. I'm hungry. I haven't had dinner. Have you had dinner?
Come to think of it, no, haven't.
Well, then I will ask Mrs. Goodman to fix us something real quick.
Oh, all right. You insist.
Oh, and listen, by the way, just don't mention any of this to Mrs. Goodman.
You are worried about appearances, aren't you?
No, I am not worried about appearances. That's not it. It's just that Mrs. Goodman is furious enough at Nora as it is. Let's just try and avoid the whole subject, okay?
You should know how furious she is. You know, Nora came to the apartment the other day. You know about that, right?
Yes, of course I know about it. Mrs. Goodman was very disturbed.
Oh, I think disturbed is too mild a word. I think probably Mrs. Goodman neglected to tell you that I walked in on them right in the middle of a wrestling match.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Even that's probably too mild a term.
Mr. Memory. Thanks, Nicole.
It was a real physical assault. If I hadn't arrived when I did, I think Mrs. Goodman would probably have strangled Nora.
Well, I'm not surprised. There's nothing that would please me more than getting my hands around Nora Fulton's throat.
Come on, let's go.
Well, look, if you're tired, we could go home.
No, Cliff, I think I'd just like to stay here for a while, honey. It feels so good to be out in the world again.
Well, you want another Sunday?
I don't think so.
Well, Case, would you like to dance, little lady?
Maybe you better give me a couple of more weeks, big fella. No, Cliff, I am not too keen about going home tonight.
Yeah, I know. Dee Dee can be depressing.
Yeah.
Boy, she's miserable. I try to cheer her up, but I'm not succeeding.
It must be so hard on her. It must be terrible for Troy. I guess it's the waiting that's the hardest part.
Well, if the waiting's almost over, the verdict should be in tomorrow, although Dee Dee seems to feel that the verdict's already in, that the jury's already found him guilty. And I tell her, you can't be negative. But it doesn't seem to help.
Well, Cliff, don't be negative yourself about it. I mean, we should not cross that bridge until it's hatched.
You mixed the metaphor again.
Again?
Again.
Now that is depressing. And Cliff, I refuse to be depressed.
You know what you need?
Oh, Cliff.
Damien.
It's good to see you. Good to see you. You look terrific.
Damien, why don't we join you later?
I think they want to be alone.
You know what you need? You need a new roommate. And, well, I need somebody to share the rent.
Why, Mr. Nelson, that is a very suggestive suggestion. Oh, Cliff, you know that I'm having enough trouble as it is making ends meet.
Well, that's all right. You'll be back on your feet in no time.
Yeah, well, Sid promised me my old job back. Yeah, I mean, things will be great. I hope.
Well, you're still not dreaming about your career in the theater, are you?
No, Cliff, I have given up that dream, really.
Well, the world is not losing a great actress, it is gaining a great waitress.
Exactly. I mean, after all, people cannot go out to eat without waitresses.
That's right.
Well, it's one way to think of it, I guess.
Sit.
Yeah. Everything okay in the kitchen?
Yeah, me and Francesco had a long talk. We're old buddies now. We understand each other.
That goes for you and me too, Eddie. I just want to tell you that I'm really proud of what you did down in headquarters tonight. You established your integrity, and you grew about 10 feet tall in my book.
You know, those guys on it really love me. I never thought I would see the day that a whole bunch of cops would be making a big fuss over me. Did you notice they got me a Danish with my coffee? I couldn't believe it, trying to make me feel at home. But I got to admit one thing, though. I felt a little weird, you know? It was tough getting started. I guess it's because I never squealed on anybody before.
You didn't squeal on anybody, Eddie. You just laid it out for them down there about Loomis and Bomer just the way it happened.
Oh, I'm not talking about those two bums. I'm talking about myself. It was a very, very funny feeling, you know? I had to stand there and tell these guys what a rotten person I was. I mean, what kind of a guy sends a kid to mug another kid? I had to tell them all about my... Oh, hell, you heard it all anyway. What's the sense of rehashing it? I'm just worried. I'm hoping I didn't tell them too much, you know?
Why? They promised you immunity, just like Damien said.
Yeah, but that's not the point, you see. Once you open yourself up like that and lay it all out, I mean, there's no way they're going to be able to keep it quiet. They got to start spreading it around. And then who knows, it may wind up on the TV and the newspapers.
Well, look, Eddie, you got to expect it to go public to some extent. I mean, how can they hide it when they got to use the information you gave them to help Troy Bannister? That's what the idea was, wasn't it? To help Troy?
Yeah, but it's going to cost me. It's going to cost you too, kid. I mean, people aren't going to be exactly streaming through that front door to get in here when they find out that I'm a crook, you know, Sid Brennan's partner, ex-hood. I mean, give me a break. You know, I got a funny feeling they're going to keep walking right past that front door and never stop.
No, I don't think so.
Now, listen to me. I got a lot of experience. I know what I'm talking about, Sid. But I don't want you to worry about the business arrangements, you understand? I'm going to see to it that it doesn't cost you 1 red cent. In fact, we're not even going to need a lawyer to butt in, you know what I mean?
What are you talking about? Of course we're not going to need lawyers. What would we need?
Sid, listen to me. I'm going to be leaving town, babe.
What, are you crazy or something?
Yeah. It's the most sanest thing I've ever done in my life. Hey, come on. You don't need a guy like me. I mean, people are going to be calling me a crook when this story breaks out. It ain't going to help you, babe, you understand? So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to turn my share of the joint over to you. I'm going to be leaving.
I see you brought cake, too. They're beautiful. How did you catch your cake so unbelievably high?
It's new Dream Cake. I used regular cake mix.
Well, so did I.
But to the regular cake mix, I added Dream Whip topping and Jell-O brand pudding and pie filling for a cake that's higher than ordinary cake.
Scrumptiously moist. Lusciously light.
I'll have dream cake, too.
Me too.
Next time I'll bring flowers. Or new dream cake.
Which would you rather serve?
I'm hungry. What'd you make?
Chicken and potatoes, my specialty.
I made stovetop stuffing.
Stuffing? Bill likes potatoes.
Bet he'll like stovetop better.
Chicken's good. And the stuffing?
Yeah?
Terrific. Sure beats potatoes.
Well, I can see that.
Choose your partner.
I choose chicken and stovetop.
Instead of potatoes, serve stovetop stuffing and watch it disappear.
You guys got everything you want here?
Poppy? Nothing for me either. I've got everything that I want right here.
Hey, Sid, are you okay? Something wrong?
No, I'm just coming down with a cold, I guess.
She looked upset. You don't suppose Eddie's giving her a hard time, do you?
No, I don't think so. I mean, that guy's some kind of a hero around here for the moment. After what he did today,
I couldn't believe it. Eddie Lorimer spilling it all at police headquarters. You know, my estimation of that little guy went up about 1,000%.
really, I wish I could have been there to hear him. I've never seen anybody so reluctant to do anything in my life. It was like he was going to pull his own teeth out. But you know, Poppy, once that guy opened up, I think he felt really good about himself.
He's got a right now, I'll say that for him.
Yeah, he sure does. But you know, he would never have gone as far as he did if it hadn't been for you, Poppy.
Oh, it wasn't only me. You threw in your 2 cents, too. Anyway, the final choice had to be his. And he made it, so no wonder he's feeling so good about himself.
Hey, I feel good about myself, too.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. And I feel good about you. Poppy, when I told Sid that I've got everything that I want, I was telling the truth. I think you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, you'll pardon me maybe if I say it's hard for me to believe you mean that, Damien. I think it could be you're just grateful because I tried to talk Eddie into telling it straight about Loomis and Bowman.
No, I am grateful. I'm really happy about the way everything turned out, but that's got nothing to do with the way that I feel about you and us.
But
no buts about it. Poppy, you've made me realize what a fool I've been for reacting the way I did about all that stuff in your past. And for taking so long to see you for who you really are.
What am I really, Damien? There's no way I can erase the past. And I don't see how you can erase it either, because there's always going to be some little scrap that's left over in the back of your mind, no matter how hard you try.
No, that's not true. Look, I know I made a big mistake asking you to marry me at a Chinese restaurant. You can't do something like that over a fortune cookie. This time I'm going to...
Hey, wait a minute. You're not going to start...
Well, hi, folks. Oh, no. I've got a terrible feeling you're here to see me.
I am indeed. Chief wants to see us. I think it's about Troy Bannister. You think you could manage to tear yourself away for a little while?
Sure. But it won't be for long, okay?
Society's convention, the ounce of prevention, a pound of curing can...
Ralph, why'd you buy these?
They're cheaper than Bounty.
You goof, Shorty. Bounty absorbs more, so it can be a better buy.
Prove it.
Okay. Watch. A penny's worth of Bounty against a penny's worth of an average bargain brand. The cheaper brand just can't absorb as much. But even wet, that penny's worth of Bounty's still absorbing.
So I did goof. Bounty can be a better buy.
Bounty's the best way I know to save dough.
Brutus walked me through the mud in white pants, and I'm out of bleach.
Use mine, Sue.
No liquid bleach.
This bleach will clean that muddy dirt better.
Sue doesn't know she's getting Biz Bleach. Biz is bleach, plus energized cleaners liquids don't have.
They're so white and bright. What was that bleach?
Biz Bleach.
Biz is bleach? I better get some.
Or a smaller dog.
Discover Biz Bleach. And discover a cleaner, whiter wash.
I love beautiful hair. Making it beautiful is the art of my profession. Yet there are women who perm beautifully at home with lilt. You see, the key is in the roll-up. A bad roll-up shows frizzes. A good roll-up, beautiful curls. Only Lilt has these amazing sponges. They grip better, roll up better, for more beautiful hair. Lilt sponges help you roll up so professionally. It even makes me a little jealous.
Lilt's professional touch. Beautiful.
Hey, you guys got here fast.
We flew here.
Okay, change.
So what's up?
This, don't ask me how I got it. I have a statement from one Eddie Lorimer about the Troy Bannister case.
Great. Can I believe what I am seeing?
You sure can. You look at that signature on the bottom.
Yeah, well, he must have flunked penmanship, but there it is, all right.
That is beautiful, beautiful.
Well, what happened, Chief? I mean, what made Eddie decide to open up?
I don't know. I think it may have been the love of a good woman. No, I think it was his partner, Sid, talked him into it.
It was the love of a good woman, all right, but it was Poppy Johnson.
Yeah, she deserves a good pat on the back, too.
I'll see that she gets that.
Yeah, well, what happens now?
Well, it's up to the courts, but I think all charges against Troy are going to be dismissed.
That's great.
Where do you think you're going?
I told you, Sid, I'm leaving. Listen, I had Francesco fix me up a little corned beef sandwich. I hope you don't mind, babe.
Why should I mind? I mean, the tavern is as much yours as it is mine.
It was.
You know what you remind me of? You remind me of a little boy who packs up a lunch and runs away from home.
Listen, Sid,
It doesn't make any sense, you know that? I mean, first you sell me a bill of goods about coming in as a partner, and now you want to leave. I don't get you.
Look, I can't help it. I mean, I tried to explain it to you, babe. My reputation isn't going to be worth a damn around here when this new story breaks. I mean, it's...
Oh, it's baloney. You're getting all hot and bothered about something that may not even happen. I mean, these things die down quickly, and they disappear as soon as the next big story comes up. People have got short memories, Eddie.
No, they don't, babe. And listen, I'm telling you right now, I've got experience. I'm going to be about as popular as the Black Plague in this town. You might as well get a sign and hang it on the door, quarantine. That's what's going to happen around this joint. Believe me, I know. Now, you ain't got nothing to worry about. I want you to take the cash that I gave you for my half of the joint, and I want you to enjoy it, okay, babe?
Well, you know, I thought you were a lot brighter. I mean, what makes you think that it's the money that's on my mind? I like having a partner. I like sharing the work. And above all, I like sharing the laughs. You know, they come very few and far between in this life as it is.
I know that. Why do you think I bought this restaurant? I didn't buy this restaurant for the joint. I bought this place because of you, Sid. You understand?
Well, if that's so, then why are you running out? I mean, why can't a couple of people just ride over the waves without falling apart?
I'm doing it for your sake, babe, please. Believe me, sweetheart. Believe me.
Oh, that's great. Now I gotta start worrying about you. Huh. What are you gonna do? Where are you gonna go?
Hey, don't worry about me. I always land on my feet. I'm like a cat, you know. You know what I was thinking of doing?
What?
I was thinking of going to go buy a restaurant down in Florida. This is a lousy time of year to be up north anyway. I mean, it's cold.
Yeah, well, that sounds nice. Lots of sunshine, palm trees, fresh fruit. I could go for that myself if you want to know the truth.
You know, I had a terrific idea. I mean, you may think it's crazy, but if you could find somebody who could run the place for you for a little while, you and me, we could take a nice vacation, go down south, enjoy the sun. You could help me look for a restaurant. I mean, you'd be a terrific help. With all this experience you got now, you'd be...
You giving me a snow job? How do you really mean that?
I've never meant anything more.
You're almost crazy. I mean, who would I get to run the place, huh?
Instant Quaker oatmeal comes in flavors so good that you know what we're gonna do, Timmy?
What? We're gonna make a hot cereal lover out of you. Out of me? Out of you. Out of him? With apples and cinnamon. Apples and cinnamon? Raisins and spice. Raisins? Maple and brown sugar. And everything nice. We're gonna make a hot cereal lover out of you with Instant Quaker oatmeal.
One life to live.
But Larry, to let her leave like that without even a chance to talk about it?
I didn't let her leave. I told her to get out, Vicky. There's nothing to talk about.
One life to live. Weekdays.
This is awful. I feel like I'm on the edge of disaster.
Yeah, I know. With Cameron and Derek ready to push us off.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know. We're just gonna have to go along with it.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it.
I know, I hate it too. But you're gonna have to convince Ian that, I don't know, I mean, he knows that you were interested in me. You're never very subtle about that. He knows that you were playing games. You were playing me against him.
I can't help it. I can't hide the way I feel.
I know. It's one of the things that bothers me about this whole thing is that you're so transparent. You're just gonna have to make believe that you don't like me.
How?
You'll think of a way. Now, like, Ian has something that we need. Yeah, a book or a paper or something like that. We're going to have to find it.
I don't think I can do it.
If you don't, then it's the end of us.
Hi, Ian, it's Raven. Oh, I'm just great. Look, I'm just bored all the way down to my toes, and, I know it's late, but I was wondering if maybe I could come over for a nightcap. Like, right now?
You know, Ann, I had my physical today.
Oh?
Doc says everything's great, and I have a lot to thank you for.
Really?
Really. When I stopped smoking,
Mm-hmm.
when I had to lose those 20 pounds,
Mm-hmm.
cut down on fats and cholesterol, you made it all so easy.
For years, Dick and Ann have followed a low-fat, low-cholesterol diet, and Fleischmann's margarine has been part of it. Fleischmann's margarine, 100% corn oil, 0% cholesterol.
Ann, you're terrific.
More than 400 million Playmobil people have provided kids the world over with good creative fun. Playmobil sets encourage kids 4 and over to use their imaginations for hours of quiet play. Here's an extra reason to introduce your children to Playmobil, this free Indian set worth $8. Mail the end flap from any Playmobil set costing $8 or more with your address and store receipt to the address on the fun guarantee. Playmobil. Your little people will love our little people.
This is David Hartman. Tomorrow, the MX Missile Vote, our series on step families, also Susan Sarandon and James Mason. Thursday, Billy Joel on Good Morning America.
Tonight, a shopping mall threatens to put Cunningham Hardware out of business until Fonzie hammers home a way to save the day on Happy Days. Then Laverne plays tricks to restore Weezer's confidence after she fares better at punching out bullies than he does on Laverne and Shirley.
Tonight on ABC's World News Tonight. Reading, writing, and video games, one school has them.
Every quarter that's made from these video games is going right back into things for the students here at school.
Could Space Invaders be landing at your child's school? ABC News, uniquely qualified to bring you the world.
Was it worth having dinner with those boring people just because they brought you a tin of Kielson's Danish butter cookies?
Oh, yes.